Back for another Supreme Cube draft. Still want to keep trying this format, even though I haven't been super successful yet. This latest outing that we had with Omnath made me realize that maybe a more mid-range approach and not always just going for the most broken thing is actually viable. That said, we are going to take some broken cards here. We're going to take Mana Crypt and Tinker. Those go pretty well together. You can easily play a turn 1 Tinker if you get both in your opener. Other interesting cards. Not sure if Golos is actually good, but the 5-color deck felt alright. And for Fellows, otherwise there's Wooded Foothills also, but we just take Mana Crypt and Tinker. And then we get to follow it up with Fire Ice. I like Spellseeker. We need some cards to go with it, but in general Spellseeker is pretty good. We could also try and do Storm. I don't hate that. If we try and do Storm, we take Dark Ritual, Cabal Ritual. Could do that. There's the Fairy. Spellseeker becomes real good when you have Ancestral or Time Walk. You know what? I'm going to take the 2 rituals. I mostly miss out on Fire Ice, but that's whatever. We can do without. Cabal Ritual, not great. Let's just take Dark Ritual and Fire Ice. Fire Ice is also playable in Storm. No, let's take the Cabal Ritual. Ooh. Gataxian Probe, Fractured Identity, or Seething Song if you want to really go for Storm. I do want to take the Probe, and then I think I'd take the Fractured Identity. Yeah, that card is just real good. Seething Song is nice for Storm, but you can do without. I would like to be like blue, black Storm, not bother with red maybe. What do we have here? Ooh, Narset and Dag Faden. Otherwise there's Miscalculation, Flooded Strand, Ashock. But these 2 Planeswalkers are really, really good. The first deck I drafted was a Narset Time Twister deck, and it felt pretty strong, so let's take that. Phyrexian Metamorph. Impulse is a card I really like. Ancient Tomb could be good also. Do like me a Metamorph. Toxic Deluge. I think Impulse for sure. And then it's between Metamorph, Deluge, Ancient Tomb. We'll take the Deluge. Ooh, Black Lotus. That's a nice one, always. Take that. And then what else? There's Inkwell to go with the Tinker. We don't have a ton of Tinker targets yet. You can also take Frantic Search. And that is better if we maybe end up in Storm or Ashock. Take the Frantic Search. There's another Inkwell. There's also another Cabal Ritual. I think what I'll do is I'll take the Blood Crypt and the Inkwell. I like having at least a good Tinker target. It's not the best one, actually. Cabal Ritual. Am I really likely to be Storm? I don't know. Let's take the Cabal Ritual. Ooh, Ancestral. Nice, nice. Let's take that for sure. And there's Brutality, or there's the Wooded Foothills. And I do like Brutality. There's also another Inkwell, so we still have a chance of picking one up. I feel like I want to take this Brutality more than the Inkwell. Yes, let's take it. Time Walk. My god, we're getting all the power cards. And there's Counterspell. Time Walk for sure. A little sad that I didn't just go for the Spellseeker. I really would like to see a Yogg-Will. Verdant Catacombs. Maybe take out this Fractured Identity. Move this Toxic Deluge to the sideboard. I think I want to try and be Storm. Tinker could still fit in that plan. Don't want to take the Counterspell then. So it's between Dark Petition and Verdant. Take the Petition. Mox Sapphire and a Mana Drain and a Mana Vault. Mana Drain is real good, but if we're doing Storm, I think I like having Mana Vault more. Could be wrong, but let's take that. Another Mox, Time Spiral, or Thoughtseize. I think we take the Mox and the Time Spiral. Time Spiral combos with Narset also. This pack is a little bit of a blank. I guess Emery could be decent, and then just take a Dimmer Signet. We do need a Storm Wincon. There's yet another Inkwell Leviathan, and there's Mystical Tutor, and another Cabal Ritual. Not sure if I need more Cabal Rituals, or if I just take the Inkwell. I think I'd take the Inkwell now. And the Mystical. Jace, Treasure Cruise, Faithless Looting, and Emrakul. Definitely want the Jace. Rakdos Return, Faithless Looting. Maybe just take the Emrakul. No, that can't be right. Or the Firebolt. Firebolt for the sideboard. Yeah, let's take that. Come on, I want a Storm Wincon. I don't want to be Stormless Storm. I want a proper, real, actual Wincon. Mirari Conjecture. Seems decent with what we have. Take it. And then maybe the Snapcaster with Time Walk and Ancestral. Yeah. Another Mox and another Tinker. We only have 2 more packs after this, and we haven't seen a Storm Wincon yet. So maybe the Storm plan isn't working. Take the Mox and the Tinker. Ooh, Blightsteel Colossus. I like myself a Blightsteel Colossus with double Tinker. So I think we can cut the Storm cards. It's mostly just the rituals, really. And then, do we want Jace or do we want... I want the Blightsteel for sure. And then Jace, Barval, Mirari Conjecture. I think I'm fine having just one Conjecture. Jace seems decent. High Tide. I think I want this Thoughtseize. It's a nice disruptive element. And then Treachery or Academy or Strip Mine. I'm tempted by this Tolarian Academy. Treachery is real nice too. I don't have much in the way of removal. I think we could do without the Academy and just take the Treachery. This looks like quite the deck. It could also be almost mono blue, really. Just not bother with the Thoughtseize maybe, and the Brutality or the Dark Ritual, and then splash this Dag Faden. Yeah, just add lands. Now we have 18 mana sources. That might be a little bit too much. Maybe we add the Blood Crypt, cut a mountain, and try and also play this Thoughtseize and this Brutality. Can we cut another land? I think we can. 2 Tinker targets. Now we're just splashing for Thoughtseize. Doesn't feel great either. I think we can do this. We have a lot of card advantage, so having a bunch of mana in the deck, maybe not that bad. We don't have a lot of ways to disrupt our opponents, but maybe we can board into the black cards. Yeah, let's see how this does. I'm curious. It seems pretty good. In round 1, we have this hand, which doesn't do anything, so we have some mulligan. Ooh, this hand seems a lot better. We have a bunch of Mox in, we have an Ancestral, and we can bottom this Blightsteel. So we will keep the card on the bottom, put the Blightsteel back, done. And then we just, oh, we're under draw. Well, now they could potentially counter something of ours. Play an Island, play a Mox Sapphire, play a Ruby. I think I just Ancestral now. They don't do anything. Ooh, we have Snapcaster to flashback Ancestral. Although I kind of want to play the Conjecture and get it back. We have Impulse to dig for a Tinker. Mox Diamond. Yep. Discarding an Island. Playing an Arid Mesa. Fetching. We don't have any counter spells of our own. We had some chances to pick it up, but I thought we would still try for Storm. Ashiok. Yeah, that happens. Our Blightsteel is safe on the bottom of our deck. They hit our Jace. And what else did they hit? Jace the Mind Sculptor. That's unfortunate. That's Impulse. Dag Faden, Mana Crypt. We could take the Mana Crypt and then play the Conjecture, or we can take Dak and steal their Mox. I think we take the Dak to steal their Mox. So Dak, steal their Mox, and then say go. And have another Mox. Get Action Probe, Time Walk, Mystical Tutor. No! Stop taking all of our good cards. Ooh, they have their deck of their own. They're gonna steal one of our Moxen again. They steal back their Mox Diamond. Sure. Tinker. Well, I'm happy we didn't Tinker beforehand. I think we just loot with the deck, discard Mountain Dimmer Signet, play a land, and then Tinker away the Mox Ruby. Now, I think I want to go for the Blightsteel Colossus, just because that's much harder to answer for them. They loot, they can put in the Jace, and then they have a blocker. We can Treachery the Jace. Whoa, they discard Fractured Identity, and they plus Ashiok. That is interesting. Oblivion Ring. They're close to ultimating Ashiok also. Yeah, this is not going the way we want it to. Maybe we should have gone for the Inkwell then. Time Spiral. Our start looked so promising. I mean, we could Snapcaster for the Inkwell, tinkering away our Mox again. I think we have to do that and then just plus Dak first. Oh, yeah. Didn't think about that. Now we have to discard Inkwell and maybe just this Snapcaster. And we're forced to... Oh no, we can't do anything. Man, I didn't realize that we could just draw into the Inkwell. And now we're stuck. I think that's it, really. And this Ashiok is gonna go ultimate, and then we just lose. Yeah, that was unfortunate. Maybe I should just be playing the black spells. Thoughtseize and Collective Brutality. We need a way to interact with what our opponent presents us. And those cards are a little wonky. Maybe take out like the Emery. What else? I want to try it at least. We don't really have great mana for these cards though. Yeah, let's try this. We're on the play now. Again, have a Blightsteel on our opener, so we mulligan. Ooh, this seems good. Put the Island on the bottom, and then I start with Thoughtseize, I think, just to make sure they don't have too insane of a start. A Braid, Fractured Identity, Mox Ruby, Ponder, Thief of Sanity. Let's take the Mox Ruby just to slow them down. Yep, they get the Ponder, Jace. So do we want to play the Jace now? I think we do. And then we get the Ancestral next turn. And then our Jace is active a little quicker. They're gonna probably abrade the Jace. Yep, that's fine. Snapcaster. Let's Ancestral ourselves. Didn't find a land. Probe. Dag Fade and Fracture. They are missing lands, as are we. Guess just play the Mox, play the Manifold. Hope they miss on lands. They do. Cool. They Petty Theft our Manifold. Well, we can Impulse, or we can Frantic Search in response. I think I rather just let it happen. Black Lotus. Okay. Let's go Impulse. Ooh, Dag Fade in, and then we can steal their Mox. That seems like something I would want to do. Take the Dag. Although I guess, yeah, we don't actually have the mana to do it right away. Because we don't have... We can make red or blue with the Black Lotus, but that's it. See, maybe they miss on lands again. Okay, they will be able to Dag something. And then we could just Dag it back. They steal the Mox. Makes sense. I really want to draw an island or a red source. That counts. It's a blue source. I think we can play that. Then make blue. And this can make red. You can play Dag and steal their Mox Diamond. I have 2 Mox Emeralds that don't really do anything for them. Now the question is, do I want to Time Walk? I think I do. Yeah, I'm not gonna bother untapping this. Nope. Draw a little land. We can just Dag ourselves. Ooh, Tinker. So discard Frantic Search and Island. And then we can play the Island and just tinker away the Manifold. Get Blightsteel Colossus. Then they need to draw pretty spectacularly well to get out of this, I think. Get the Blightsteel. It's unfortunate we don't have the Time Walk anymore, but see if they can get out of it. They Dag, and if they put up a blocker, we have Snapcaster, Time Walk. Discard Thief and Ash Shock. Fetch, not Oblivion Ring again. Walking Ballista. We can beat Walking Ballista just by taking it with Dag. Yeah, they realized that. I guess they could have shot Dag, but then they still take 10 poison. Okay, managed to win that one. Good. I was happy with the black spells. I think we run it back though. No more changes. Ooh, turn 1 Tinker. Yeah, I'm keeping that for sure. And then we have Mystical as a leftover. They start with an Ancestral. They will have to discard though. Mox Diamond. I guess not. Discarding Mountain. Soul Ring. So I guess the scary card is Dag Fade in. Well, I get to see if they have Dag or anything else. They have a Braid, Ash Shock, Thief of Sanity, Time Twister, Walking Ballista. So seems like that would be good enough. Play the Mana Crypt, play the Mana Vault, and then we can just tinker away the Mana Vault. And I think we do get the Blightsteel and just pass. And then on upkeep, I will tutor for Time Walk. Ooh, they Time Twister looking for an answer. Well, we find the Time Walk. Mox Pearl. No, don't have the Oblivion Ring. And a land. What do they have? We knew they had the Time Twister and that could give us trouble. Petty Theft. Yeah, that's annoying. I mean, we can tinker, but we have both our tinker targets in hand. Choose heads, lost a flip. There's nothing we can do on upkeep now. Black Lotus. We have a lot of mana, but nothing to really do with it. I think we have to take a turn with Time Walk. Just looking for something else. Play the island. And then see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. So we need yet another turn after this to be able to Black Lotus out an Inkwell. Heads, lost a flip again, of course. Jace. Jace is a nice one. Oh, Jace is real nice actually, because that lets us put back some of our targets. So let's play the Black Lotus 2, play the Swamp, play the Jace, draw 3. Those are nice. Put back the 2 big fatties, play this thing, and then I think we just tinker right away. Get rid of this Mana Crypt and get the Blightsteel again. Or do we just get the Inkwell and be a little bit safer? I think getting Inkwell might be safer here. And then next turn we can just Mirari's Conjecture, get back Time Walk. Well, that takes a turn, but we also have an active Jace now. And we know they have a bunch of ways to like steal artifact, fractured identity it, or Oblivion Ring it. So having the Shroud guy, even though it's a lot slower, is maybe safer. Perhaps I should have just gotten that from the start. Fractured identity to Jace. Sure. See, yeah, otherwise we would be in a little bit of trouble. They would have fractured identity to Jace, bounced the Blightsteel, and now we have the Inkwell that can just kill their Jace. Kitesale Freebooter. That's annoying. They can take our Conjecture or the Treachery. They take the Treachery. It's a little surprising. Guess we don't have an instant just yet. Now we do. Start by attacking Jace with the Inkwell. Just want that off of the board. Makes our clock even slower, but that's fine. Then let's just Impulse, Snapcaster, Narset. Think maybe Narset? Or we could Snapcaster Time Walk. But we already have this Mirari Conjecture. I think I take the Narset. Play the Narset and then just use the Mirari Conjecture. Then we'll get back the Impulse. And we have that online, and then at least we're building towards getting back to Time Walk. And then if this stays on board, we can copy the Time Walk. They have 3 cards in hand. Next turn we can Narset. Impulse at the end of their turn. They swing. We take our 1. Sure. They have a Shinobi. Oh man. Hopefully the hit is not too good. Oh, they also get to recast. No, they don't have double black. Okay. Fingers crossed. It's not too insane. Oh, come on. This never happens to me. Always when I attack with the blight or with the Shinobi, I don't get hits this insane. I mean, to be fair, yeah, they played Dak Faden. What are they going to do with it? Steal our Mox, probably. Kitesail Freebooter. Yeah, they can take our Treachery. Man. How can they hit so insane? Always when I hit with a Fallen Shinobi, it's 2 lands, and my opponents always hit the absolute Nutter Brothers. Come on. How do we have... Well, we have Collective Brutality to kill the Kitesail Freebooter. So they destroy our Mox, and then they steal the other one. Yeah, well, let's just Impulse then. This doesn't do anything. Let's take the Mana Vault just to have more mana. Yep. And then next turn they also get the swing with the Shinobi again. Getting absolutely destroyed. Time Spiral. I think we got back Time Walk. And then maybe we just Time Walk this turn. Because if we give them a turn, it's not going to end well for us. Start by playing Mana Vault. Tapping that. Playing Time Walk. And just Narsetting. Minus the Narset. Get the Ancestral. So we get to have a copied Ancestral turn. Maybe if we can find like a Snapcaster. We do have more looks at it with this Time Spiral. Let's attack them. Cannot block. Yeah, we'll take our 1. No. Find the land. We only have... Yeah, that's a tricky thing. We only have 4 or 5 mana. It's Narset. Ooh. With the Mox, we can actually... We can take the Mox, or we can take the Frantic Search. Frantic Search is also going to make us mana. And then we have Time Spiral to get other looks at an extra Time Walk. I think we can take the Frantic Search. And we can also fit in an Ancestral with a copy. Same targets, yep. So we're looking for a Snapcaster. Didn't find a Snapcaster, but we also found a Collective Brutality. But I think we're on the plan of trying to find Snapcaster. Frantic Search. Now we want to be able to remember to tap our lands again. Okay, draw 2. There's the Snap, so I think we can win now. Hold Control, float some mana, discard, island, untap. I think we take the Swamp as well. Just Taxion Probe for life. No, then we can't play Thoughtseize. Yeah, just play the Thoughtseize. Going down to 2, but I just want to make sure. Okay, done. And snap the Time Walk. And we get to take 2 turns, and that's enough. Oof, that was a roller coaster. I was very annoyed thinking, why does my opponent hit Blightsteel off of Fallen Shinobi? But we got there in the end, so this deck is pretty sweet. Maybe this could get a trophy? Let's find out. Back for round 2, and see if we can tinker our opponents real quick again. If we had a tinker this hand, we'd be able to do it on turn 1, but we do not, so we'll have to mulligan. Well, this has tinker for sure. Let's keep it. And then what do we put on the bottom? I guess maybe a second tinker or just a treachery. No, let's put one of the tinkers back. We're on the play even, so let's go for it. We have to use our Lotus. Let's just float some mana and tinker away our Mox. Get a Blightsteel and a Sego. They don't scoop right away. I guess they do scoop right away. All right, a free win, always nice. I'm not sure what we're playing against. I'm tempted to just board into the Thoughtseizes and stuff again. I think I should just change my deck before the 3rd round to just always play those cards. Get rid of the Emery. Having some way to know if the coast is clear and interact with counter spells seems pretty valuable. It does mean we're playing a 41 card special. Maybe we can cut an extra land. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I guess we could, but I'll just submit. 41 card special is fine. I have a turn 1 Jace and a turn 2 Narset. So no Tinkers here just yet. Mystical Tutor, we could actually turn 2 Tinker. Well, let's keep. Now our opponent gets to go first and do the broken stuff. Mox Jet. Black Lotus. Okay. 3 blue. Ashok. Ponder. Ashok's good as well. I'm not sure what I want to do. If I want to go for the Tinker or if I just want to play this Jace. I hate Ashok though. The feeling of getting milled, especially with so many good cards in your deck, just feels bad, man. Well, they got one of our Tinker targets and a Jace. So the downside to going for the Tinker route is if they exile the other one with Ashok, we're in trouble. But I guess we're in trouble then anyway, because we don't really have another way to win. Mox makes it easy, because now we can do both. We can play the Jace and we can Mystical for Tinker. Hope they don't hit our Blightsteel with their Ashok. That would be painful. They didn't shuffle on their Ponder. Treachery's gone, Black Lotus is gone, and our Blightsteel is gone. Yeah, I don't actually think we can win the game now. I guess Jace is a win condition. This Jace, once you flip it and ultimate it, Fairy Time Reveler. I guess we Mystical and get a Time Walk. Imagine they bounce our Jace. But yeah, Ashok's hard to deal with. If you want to build up to an ultimate with Jace, then Ashok is annoying. Yeah, bounce our Jace, sure. I also don't want to scoop, because then maybe it becomes super apparent for them that this is the thing our deck does, is tinkering, and we don't have many other win cons. Time Walk, that happens. A decent start at least. Play the Narset. Loot with Jace. Guess we discard the land. Look at the top. I think we take the Mirari Conjecture and then just pass the turn. But there need 2 more turns and then Ashok's ready for ultimate. Frantic Surge, Dimmer Signet, Island gone. Yeah, they plus the Fairy. What else? Nothing else for now. I think what I want to do is just play the Conjecture. They Spell Pierce. It's unfortunate, but this does mean that we get to flip our Jace. Guess we minus Narset. Take the Mox Ruby. Don't have to play it yet. Flip our Jace. Discard Mana Vault. Plus the Jace. I don't have to play the Mox. So we're really on the plan of trying to mill them out with a Jace emblem. Not sure how achievable that really is, but we'll try. This Ashok is... Ooh, they could also just cash in the Ashok to get an Inkwell. They don't. Makes sense. Next turn we lose our hand and our graveyard. So we might just have to pull the trigger on this Snapcaster Time Walk. I'm really hoping to find Time Spiral. That isn't gone yet. Yeah, plus the Fairy. Just a Blood Crypt. So I guess we just Snapcaster, Time Walk. Play the Mox Ruby as well. Snapcaster, get the Time Walk. Time Walk. Force of Negation. Painful. Well, let's pay Dak Faden and take their Mox Jet plus the Jace. And then they go. You can bounce their Mox with the Teferi, but then Teferi's gone. They can ultimate Ashok. I guess they want to try and mill us. We need 2 more turns with Jace. And then we also need spells to play. Another thing they can do is just use Ashok to get one of our big creatures. Yeah, they put an Inkwell in play. It's going to be hard if they attack Jace with it. We're kind of out of win cons. Thief of Sanity. They plus the Fairy. And we drew the Time Spiral. We kind of needed that last turn. Because now our Jace is just going to die to this Inkwell. We could have actually used Dak Faden on them, because they're not drawing extra cards then. I guess what we can try is see if they ignore our Jace. I doubt that they will. Now let's cast the Time Spiral. Untap 6 lands. We only have 4. And they have 1 card in hand. I guess we make them draw and then discard. Yeah, so they don't draw a card. Play this. Ping Mana. Or do we just keep all of these cards in hand and hope that they do not attack our Jace? I think that's our best bet. Yeah, we don't have the Time Walk anymore. That's the problem. Otherwise, this would be easy. If they attack our Jace, I will take a draw and then scoop. I guess then you can just scoop right away. We don't have any ways to win anymore. They can also just Ashok us and start milling. So realistically, I don't think there is a way that we can win. Yeah, they mill. Some more cards gone. Plus the Fairy. Sure. See who they attack. They should just attack Jace. They do. Yeah, they do attack Jace, so we can just concede. There's no way out. Is there anything I want to change then? I mean, I'd love to play Fractured Identity, but we don't have the mana for it, so let's just run it back. Hope we get to do the turn 1 busted thing. We have a Tinker. We have an Ancestral, so I do think we keep. Hopefully we don't draw into all of our other fatty. And we get to see if the coast is clear with the Detection Probe. So let's start with that. Ponder, Spell Pierce, the Fairy, Ashok, Bloodstained Mire, Plains. It's not a great hand. Ooh, Time Walk 2. We can Ancestral now, and then we go up to 8 cards and we'd have to discard. I think that's fine. Oh, well, we found a Mana Crypt, so we won't have to discard. Let's just pass. Bloodstained Mire. Hopefully they just go for the Ponder. No, Scrubland, so they don't have a blue source. They have like Mana Tithe. I'd love to draw Mox here. Heads, we won the flip, good. Snapcaster. We can go Time Walk, Snap Time Walk, or we can just Tinker. I kind of want to do Tinker Time Walk. Seems a lot better, and then we can just Snapcaster Ancestral. Yeah, I don't want them to have a turn where they can maybe play like a Lotus and a Mox and get us that way. Have a Plains and nothing else. Okay, Snap, cast the Ancestral. Imagine that if they have a Force, they might Force here. That's the other card we need to worry about. Yeah, they have a Force. Well, they have something. MTGO shows you when your opponent's trying to cast something. They have tried to cast something. They're just debating if they want to go for it or not. Decide to let it happen. Heads again. Won the flip. Mystical Tutor. I don't really want to Tinker and then get hit by a Force negation. I also don't want to expose my Time Walk to that, really. So start by Nar setting. That they Force. Still feel like I want to wait with the Time Walk because I want to do it on the Tinker turn so we can just guarantee a hit with the Blightsteel. This does mean that we need to discard one of our lands, but that's fine too. There's just so many things that can go wrong if you play a Blightsteel and don't immediately kill them with it. Let's discard this island. They found an island of their own. Are they going to Teferi or keep up Spell Pierce? I imagine they go for the Teferi here. Thief of Sanity. Well, Thief, what do I want to do here? That's Mystical. Maybe we just get Impulse to dig a little deeper. The problem with getting Blightsteel is they can just block it. Or I can get Collective Brutality, but then I have to draw like a black land. Guess that's better. Let's get that. And then we get the Time Walk and Tinker. Heads, won the flip again. Lucky, lucky. So let's start by Time Walking, playing a land, and then let's Tinker, get the Blightsteel. Swing in with the Snap. Don't imagine they block. Yeah, maybe they're getting his Collective Brutality was just bad. Because now they play Teferi, bounce our Blightsteel, and then what? We need to find Jace. Man, I was really hoping they would force our Ancestral. Now they play Teferi, bounce the Blightsteel. We can kill the Teferi, but then they get to play Ashok. Yep. Now we draw the Time Spiral. I think our hand is bad enough that I want to do this. Didn't get all that much better. Although, play this. We can play a Mana Vault, and then 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, we can just cast this Inkwell, and I will kill that Teferi. Should I? Otherwise they go down to 11. Yeah, it doesn't change the clock. Our hand isn't great, but this Inkwell is probably hard to deal with for them. Island, Oars of Signet. Is that the best they can do? Time Walk, okay. They can do better, that's clear. Brainstorm. So they're looking. Mana Crypt. What is this? Karn. So more digging. Umezawa's Jit. I guess they make a construct then and try and race by gaining life. Yeah, no, we're not paying. Mana Crypt. We Impulse. Collective Brutality. Or Thoughtseize. If we just not bothered with the Teferi, then we could have killed them. Take the Brutality. And then just swing in with both. See if they block. If they do, we get to kill their construct. Yeah, they do block. But to kill their construct, I think we just escalate for 3 modes. Need to play the land first, yes. And then escalate for 3 modes. Discard Mana Crypt Island. Don't need the Mana Crypts. Ooh, they have a Force. Ooh, they should have just forced this, I guess. Ooh, Batterskull. Okay, so they really want to try and race then. But now they don't have a creature that can attack this turn. I think we might pull this out. Alright, they were forced to block, otherwise they could lose to their own crypt. But they win the flip. They make another construct. Equip the Jit. Yep. Can't block though. What else? Batterskull? I think we win then. We still have Island Walk and they have an island. Another Tinker. So we can get a Blightsteel too. And attack. It should do it. Yep, we win. Alright. That was tense. Seeing our opener, I really thought we had it, especially with their opener. But that timely Force negation and being wise enough to not care about the Ancestral almost got our opponent out of it. But we're on to the finals, 2-0. See if we can finally get that trophy. We're in the finals of our draft. We realized they didn't board into the black mana or pre-board into the black stuff. This hand doesn't do anything, so we'll mulligan. This hand looks very good. We'll keep. Put away an island. And they're on the play. See how best their start is. Steam Vents untapped. Preordain. Both go to the bottom. Ooh, and we get to do kind of everything. We'll go Mox, land, Ancestral ourselves, and play Jace. That seems good. Now we just need to find a red source for this deck. but I also have the Mirari Conjecture to get back our Ancestral at some point. Swamp, Demonic Tutor. Alright. I was going to say they get to get whatever the best card in their deck is, and if it's a Black Lotus, they get to do some crazy stuff perhaps. And it is a Lotus. What else? Thieving Skydiver, stealing one of our Moxen. That's good, but it's nowhere near as scary as some of the other stuff in this cube. Ooh, Mana Vault. Start by activating Jace. Tinker. I think we just go for the Tinker then. Play Mana Vault. You can also play the Mirari Conjecture, but I think I just want to go for this Tinker while I can. Sacrificing the Mana Vault, and they have a Force. Exiling Jace the Mind Sculptor. So they had to give up quite a bit for that Force. Errant Mesa. Ashok. No, I hate Ashok. Just hate getting milled. Well, these cards are not that good, but it is the mountain that we really want. We get to flip our Jace. Yeah, let's flip our Jace. Time Walk. That is kind of sweet. I think I just get rid of this Dak Fade-In because we don't have the land to go with it. And target that. Play a land. Play the Time Walk to take an extra turn. Ooh, Mana Crypt. I like it. And then play Mirari Conjecture. Getting back Ancestral Recall. Cast the Recall. Draw a bunch of cards and a Blightsteel. That's not the good draw. Make this not able to attack. And then next turn we get back Time Walk. And then we can consider playing Snapcaster Time Walk. No, we can just play Time Walk, and then the turn that we get doubles, we can Snapcaster Time Walk. Fetch for Steam Mint, and then I think we're looking to win on Jace Ultimate. So unless they have an Eldrazi in their deck, which isn't super frequent. Yep, they exile some cards, Narset into lands, that's fine. Their guy can't really attack, so hopefully they don't have a counter of some sort. Mana Crypt, choose heads, tails, we lost a flip. Get back Time Walk, and I do think we just go for the Time Walk here. And next turn we have Snapcaster Time Walk. We plus the Jace, play Dimmer Signet also, and then just pass. Maybe I should have saved the Dimmer Signet as a spell to cast with Jace. One to flip. Ooh, Jace. Like Jace. Up the Jace. Hopefully the Snapcaster resolves. Looks like they just don't have anything. Otherwise they probably would have done something last turn. Cast the Time Walk. Copy. Yep. 2 turns. Play Jace. Brainstorm. Hull Breacher. So that's what they have. Okay, they get a bunch of treasures. We don't get to draw anything. We have to put back 2 cards. It's annoying. It's actually a little bit of a problem. Choose heads. 1 to flip. We can treachery their Hull Breacher. Oh, I should have Jaced first. Should have ultimated. That was bad. We're so excited. Make the emblem. And then what I'll actually do is I will return Snapcaster and play the Snapcaster. We get to mill them, play Ancestral. Yep, play a land. We don't get the Time Spiral just yet. We can kill our Jace. I'm not sure if we want a Time Spiral. Oh, we have an extra turn? Even more turns. Okay, didn't realize. We want to flip again. Inkwell. These are some poor cards. Let's just Jace. I mean, it doesn't really matter, I feel. Draw 3. Put back these. Play Mox Ruby. Mill them. Play Black Lotus. Mill them. So what do they have? Some good cards. Bribery 2. Double Hull Breacher. Oof, it's a good deck. Play a land. It's kind of awkward to Time Spiral here. Then again, let's just smash their Ashok and just pass. Hopefully we can mill them out. Yep. Take Mystical Tutor and our 2 fatties. Another Ashok. Ooh. So they're looking to mill us out. Well, we're not there yet. We get to kill Jace too. Well, I guess we do have to Time Spiral then. We get to kill their Ashok too. Heads. Lost a flip. Frantic Search. We mill them. Now, if our very last card is an Eldrazi, we're in trouble, but otherwise this should be good enough. And then just tinker away that. Oh no, they have a Blightsteel Colossus? I didn't realize that. Okay, so we have to kill their Ashok. Yeah, and now they should be dead. So they have no way to discard the Blightsteel. Whew. Do they have like a tinker to get the Blightsteel out? No, they're just playing a Blightsteel, but no way to get it. Other than ramping into it. That doesn't seem very good. Maybe I'm missing something, but... Okay, on to sideboarding. I think I want Firebolt for a Hull Breacher. Thoughtseize, Collective Brutality. Put in this. Take out one of these. Take out Emery again. We need to take out something else. Frantic Search seems pretty bad versus double Hull Breacher. So let's try this. We can tinker on turn 2 with this hand, but that's the only thing it would do. Because we'd go turn 1 Mystical Tutor for tinker. Turn 2 play Mana Vault. Tinker away the Mana Vault for the 7/11. I think I keep. I want to see it. This could end poorly, but Black Lotus, well, that's always scary. Please no turn 1 Ashok. I just hate that card. They have 2 of them though. Looks like that might be what they have. Demonic Tutor. For another Lotus. Yep. Casual and Ponder. And I feel like Ashok is their last card. We'll see. They chose not to shuffle. It's never good. Yep. Ashok it is. Hopefully they don't hit our 7-11. Of course they do. I'm just going to scoop this up then. I have no interest in playing this. Our hand only did the one thing, so if we're not getting to do that, then I might as well just scoop it up. Let's try again. This time we're on the play. Ooh, turn 1 Tinker. Yeah, we'll have to keep this. And hopefully they don't have a Force Negation. Sadly, we can't also fit in this Thoughtseize. We do have a Jace, potentially, but we don't have the blue lands. So it's somewhat all in, but I guess that's kind of the nature of our deck. Play the island, play a Mox, play another Mox. Feel like they might have a Force, but we're not going to play around that. Oh, they don't. It says go for broke, get the Blightsteel, and see if they can answer it. Steam Vents. Untapped. Ponder. Fingers crossed. I mean, they have a deck with double Lotus, so there's a ton of ways they could potentially get out of this. Well, there's 1 Lotus. Hull Breacher. Hull Breacher to block. Well, we draw our Lotus, and we just get to Jace them. Jace, bounce your Hull Breacher, and they scoop. Yes, we finally got our trophy. This deck was pretty insane also. Just double Tinker, bunch of Moxen, Black Lotus, Ancestral, Time Walk, ways to get it back, ways to copy it, and these were some fun games. I mean, this is when you get all the good cards, then you can have some interesting games. It feels a little bad if your draft is underpowered, but when your draft is powered like this one, then that is a lot of fun. I'll see you for the next one. I'll keep trying.